check 1 2 1 2.
Is Bino Nation in the building? Put those emojis in the chat.
That's my gang.
Cigar lit, bit thick, champion of the clique. Logic sharp, metaphor slick, never miss a trick. Angryman and blueprint, they just tryna mimic. Standard so high, they can't even scrimmage. OG on the tube, wisdom like a blade. Cut through the noise, every word tailor-made. Analogies, hit like bricks in an array. Built this empire, no handout, self-made. Masculine moves, they tremble when he speaks. Cash flow deep, they drown in his peaks. Big game strong, sharper than critiqued. Cigar smoke rising, greatness at its peak. They watch, they learn, they can't comprehend. The angry man standard, where does it end? A paragon of people's chant, no pretend. Logic unmatched, every line he defends. Angry man is standard, king of the stream. Breaking down walls, shattering the dream. Champion of truth, no in between. The only standard, the angry man thing. Metaphors deadly, they stick like glue. Elegies heavy, each one rings true. Champion of the people, no fraud in his crew. Cigar in his hand, like a boss always knew. Voice like thunder, presence so divine. Every lesson drop, sharpening the mind. Wisdom in his cadence, discipline in his spine. Blueprint of a man that they'll never redefine. Never chase trends, he creates them instead. A leader of leaders, that's why he's ahead. Standing so coldly, the doubters in dread. While he builds legacy, brick by brick, thread by thread. Stand tall, stand firm, that's the only decree. Men rise higher when they follow the key. Strength, discipline, honor, the trinity. Everything he speaks turns boys into Rudy man, a standard, king of the stream. Breaking down walls, shattering the dream. Champion of truth, no in between. The only standard, the angry man thing. Cigar smoke fade, but the legend remain. A titan in the game with iron in his veins. Blueprint for men, let it echo in your brain. Angry man is standard, remember the name. Angry man is standard.
If we agree with you, then we're black. We love black people. If we find ourselves in opposition to what you say, all of a sudden we hate ourselves and we hate black people. Who died and left you that kind of authority with your opinion? Ooh, tell me.
Let them talk, baby. They don't know what we got. I see them running in the streets, chasing after crowns, trying to be the loudest voice in every single town. They say I'm moving backward cause I like to serve my king, but they don't know the peace and the power that you bring. I keep your plate hot, I keep the house still. I love to be the soft place where you can heal. They call it slavery, I call it devotion. While they drowning in a sea of mixed emotion. If loving you right makes me a pygmy, then baby pick me. I'm exactly where I wanna be. I don't want the headache, I don't want the fight. I just wanna be the one holding you at night. I follow your lead, I let you take control. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm the one winning while I'm lying next to you. They brag about being boss, they brag about the grind, but look inside their eyes, Tell me what you find. Microwaves, dinners, and a pillow full of tears. Trading a family for a couple lonely years. I respect your frame, I respect your mind. Yeah. A masculine love is so hard to find. I ain't competing, I ain't keeping score. You handle the world, I handle the door to your peace. Let the new age girls argue on the net. Let them argue. They haven't found a man that they can trust yet. I'm catering to you, body and soul. Playing my position, playing my role. You protect, you provide. I submit, I reside in your kingdom. Wanna be the woman that you adore. I follow your lead, I let you take control. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm waking up happy, lying next to you. Let them stay mad, we'll stay in love. I'm your pygmy forever. Forever, 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 yeah.
You are now rocking with the best. Support the Angry Man. Support the stream.
You said the mask don't fit me, but it's glued to my name. Every headline paints me wicked, 'cause I won't think the same. You see trouble when I walk in, like I set this place on fire. But I just talk like my granddaddy, and it cuts through all your choir. You want me to be the villain, so I'll be that. I'll be that. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm that's fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You wrote the script, I'm just living, so I'll be there. I'll be there. You get nervous when I'm smiling, 'cause you know it's not for show. I won't bow to your approval, I'm too grown to play that role. You throw labels like they shackles, try to change what I believe, but your story got a plot hole when I'm the one that's free. You want me to be the villain, so I'll be that. I'll be that. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm that's fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You wrote the script, I'm just living, so I'll be that. I'll be that. Call me heartless, call me crazy, call me every name you know. All that talk just turns to power, watch my true colors glow. You want me to be the villain, so I'll be there. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm. Fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You drew the line, I crossed it grinning, so I'll be there. I'll be there.
No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
Yeah. They know my name, they know my word, but they still throw dirt. Ha! Yeah. Been a decade in the game, 10 plus in the rain. Been a kingdom from the mud, turned up on them every string. They were lurking on my chat, screenshotting every frame. Took my slang, took my cadence, then pretended we the same. They was praying for my downfall, while they copying my blueprint. Yeah. Every topic that I touch, turn the trend, now they abuse it, use it. They be whispering in DMs, plotting on me, try to stop my rise, stop my rise, stop my rise, stop my rise. Try to ice me out the story, still I burn right through the lies. Yeah. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name, steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. No, they was flagging every upload, sending shots behind the scenes, posting pictures of my family, trying to crack me at the scene. Drop my name up in the phone, type my address on the site. Thought the fear would make me vanish, told them pussies catch a flight. Every time they build a boycott, I just build another brand. Turn a smear into a slogan, made a movement out to slander. Understand, they be calling me the villain, why they quoting every line. I'm the mirror that they scared of, so they cover up my life. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name. They can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. Nah. They gon' blame me for the storm, blame me for the rain, blame me cause I said it, just remember we ain't the same. They gon' cry about my tone, but they study every take. You can hate on every move, you can cancel what I made. Nah, I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. Say my name. They can steal my style, never steal my hands. They can throw that dirt, still I rise again. You can hate my goods, but watch me rain. I'm the people's champ, I'm the angry man. They can twist my words, never twist my stance. Blame me for it all, I just take that chance. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. Cause they know I'm best, they don't want my shine to last. Yeah, they know I'm best, and that's why they hate the man.
Radio check 1 2 1 2.
Is Bino Nation in the building? Put those emojis in the chat.
That's my gang.
Yeah.
Son of her, raising no delay. This life don't wait, so I'm on my way. Feet hit the pavement, sunrise grinning. Lights a roulette, and I'm always spinning. Pocket full of dreams, got the world in my hands. No map, just vibes and unplanned plans. Sweat on my brow, running wild through the city. Clock ticking loud, but it ain't that gritty. Spill my soul like ink on a loose leaf. Every breath a moment, no time for grief. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, oh, yeah. I'm on in my face. Heart like a drum, beating fast, no pause. Life's a movie real, I'ma start with no flaws. Cup running over, champagne fizz. Every day's a blessing, yeah, that's the biz. Jumping over hurdle, life's track and field. Every scar story, every wound's healed. Skyline's my ceiling, dreams stretch wide. Riding shotgun with hope, joy by my side. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. Roll the dice, let it ride. Moonlit nights, ocean tide. Every heartbeat, a melody. Life's a stage, I'm the symphony. Slow it down, feel the sound. Breathing deep, feet on the ground. Then a spark, hit a call. One more run, give it all. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. No rewind, no regret. Sunset phase, but I ain't done yet, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah,
And we are live yet again. What is going on with my lighting? Give me 1 second, y'all. That's crazy. That's better. Yo, we are live yet again, coming at you from the war room. The high ground of logic in this world of delusion. Y'all already know what time it is. Salute to the whole Bino Nation. Make sure you guys are supporting the show. We got a lot to talk about today. And I'm so glad that this situation has occurred because it gives me the opportunity to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a little while now. So I think it was last week, if I'm not mistaken. Last week, right? So last week, I was over on my man Will's show, right? And while I was on that show, I got into a back and forth with Raw G, right? We were having a conversation about DEI. And in that conversation about DEI, I made a statement, and this was the statement that I made. I said specifically that DEI is basically a program created to forcibly put minorities in positions that they would normally not get due to the fact that they weren't qualified for the position. Now, you got individuals that want to pretend that that's not the case. They want to say, well, no, DEI is just giving them the opportunity that they didn't have prior to that. You know, they were qualified, they just didn't have the. So the entire premise of DEI is that it's necessary because we still live in a racist world where if you apply for a job and you're qualified for the job and you just happen to be a minority, if somebody white applies for the job, they're going to automatically get the job. That's the premise, right? This is the argument for DEI, right? So I said DEI was problematic. And I brought up air traffic controllers, right? I brought up air traffic controllers. Now, I don't know how many of you guys remember or not. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let's see. Let's see. What was the guy's name? I can't remember his name. Okay, so here we go right here. So Raw G was trying to tell me that I was incorrect about the issue with DEI as it pertains to aviation. Now, what she was telling me was that, you know, she went and pulled the statistics and was basically saying, well, you know, the reality is aviation is still predominantly white, right? So she was telling me that aviation is still predominantly, you know what I'm saying, predominantly white. So it couldn't possibly be black folk that's causing the problems lately with the planes and all of the, you know, all of that crap, right? Okay, cool. And while I'm up there and this is being said, you know, because, you know, like I'm pretty sure there were a lot of black folk in the audience, right? And it doesn't take much to impress many of us from the community. Because all you have to do is, you know, you go pull up some statistics or you go to a website and pull up some and it's like, you know, niggas in the audience are going to be like, ooh, it must be true because it say it right there on the internet, right? So here's my question. If I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, could you please explain to me why Biden's nominee to lead the FAA can't answer a single question about aviation and air travel, right? And y'all, many of you that watched my show, we already covered this one time. Right? But Angryman don't know what he's talking about. Y'all notice that? Do y'all notice every time I go somewhere, Angry Man don't know what he talking about. Everybody else know what they talking about because they can Google shit. But Angry Man don't know what he talking about. Right? So let's play it. Let's listen to what DEI fucking sounds like.
Mr. Washington, thanks for being here today. I have some concerns with your nomination, but first of all, besides that, I just want to say thank you for your service to our country through our military. We have a lot of veterans, a lot of military installations in our state of North Carolina, and so we appreciate what you've done. Now, you've been nominated to lead an agency with authority to regulate aircraft, airspace, and airmen. The U.S. has some of the most complex airspace in the world. I mean, we've got over 200,000 registered aircraft, more than 1 million pilots in our country, and over 45,000 flights per day handled by ATC. Now, with recent issues under the Biden administration, from the flight disruptions over Christmas, the NOTAM or the Notice to Air Missions ground stop, and the recent near miss incidents in New York, Texas, and just yesterday in Boston, my colleagues and I were concerned about the many or several parts of your background and your lack of aviation experience. Now, there's many new regulations that the FAA has issued.
Wait a minute. So the Biden nominee back in 2023, the person that Joe Biden was nominating to be the head of the FAA had very little aviation experience. Gee, I wonder why he nominated him. Could it possibly be because he's a black man? Could it possibly be there wasn't enough diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Is in process of developing. Here's one, for instance. The FAA is spending billions of dollars on its next-gen program, as you're aware, to modernize the national airspace system. A key part of this update is moving towards GPS navigation for pilots and ATC. Now, as part of this transition, the FAA recently required airplanes to be equipped with an ADS-B transponder. So, Mr. Washington, can you quickly tell me what airspace requires an ADS-B transponder? Quickly, please.
Thank you for the question, Senator. Not sure I can answer that question right now.
That's okay. We'll just keep going. So that's a pretty important part. Mm-hmm. But another question. You've said that your national security background, and again, I appreciate your military experience there, but you say that's prepared you for this role. Okay. The FAA has classified airspace to meet the needs of airports, air traffic, and also national security. The FAA has also designated special use airspace over DoD bases critical to national security. So what are the 6 types of special use airspace that protect this national security that appear on FAA charts? Quickly, please.
Sorry, Senator, I cannot answer that question.
Okay, we'll just keep going. So thank you.
Sure.
Since World War II, the FAA has required pilots to have a valid medical certificate. I've got one. In recent years, the FAA has relaxed these standards through the introduction of the Sport Pilot Certificate and also Basic Med. It's been a great success. More than 70,000 pilots in the last 6 years have used Basic Med to maintain their flying privileges. So what are the limits? It comes with some limitations. So what are the operational limitations of a pilot flying under Basic Med?
Well, thank you for the question, Senator. I'm not a pilot, so.
But obviously you'd oversee the Federal Aviation Administration. So any idea what those restrictions are under Basic Med, quickly?
Well, some of the restrictions I think would be high blood pressure. Some of them would be.
It's more like how many passengers per airplane, how many pounds in different categories, and what altitude you can fly under. So, and then amount of knots. It's under 250 knots. So it's not having anything to do with blood pressure. So let's keep going here. It's aviation. I've heard you talk about aviation and safety and it being a particular concern of yours. I appreciate that. Stall spin accidents are a particular concern for general aviation safety advocates. Accidents involving an unintentional stall account for nearly 25% of fatal aviation accidents. And these happen at spins at low speed and low altitude, and they're particularly dangerous. Can you tell me what causes an aircraft to spin or to stall?
Again, Senator, I'm not a pilot, but I would lean on our career employees and our safety folks within the FAA.
Okay, let's keep going.
So I'm pretty sure I don't have to play any more of this. Do I need to play any more of this? Do I need to play any more of this? What do y'all think? Yes, no, maybe so. So here's the thing, right? When I was over on Will's show and Raw G, and love you to death, Raw G, but you did the thing that many black people do. It's symbolism over substance, right? Now, she was over there and another individual was over there. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say the name of the guy that was over there, but I'll just put it to you this way. He likes to wear blouses. But they were trying to argue me down that, you know, DEI wasn't for the purpose of putting black people in positions that they're not qualified for. And part of the reason that they were doing this is because we want to keep the lie alive. We want to pretend that we as a group put as much time, energy, and effort into our endeavors as our white counterparts. And you want to know the truth? We don't. That's the truth. The fact that that man was being nominated to be the head of the FAA and he didn't know shit about flying, nothing. It is a prime example. It's a prime example. Now, you see this all the way across numerous categories, numerous businesses, right? So I said DEI is a problem because I literally was doing a show one year. I can't remember what show it was, but there was a brother that came up on my show, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all probably remember it. I was sitting right here in this chair. There was a brother that came up on my show, and he was trying to explain, because we wasn't even talking about this. We wasn't talking about DI, none of that, right? But this was during the Biden administration. And we were talking about jobs. We were talking about trades and stuff. And he was telling us how easy it was, because he was like, yo, I'm trying to spread the word and I'm trying to let everybody know, like, you can become an air traffic controller. How many of y'all remember that? It was right here on my show that it happened. And I didn't think about it until later. Matter of fact, you guys give me 1 second. I got to take a bathroom break. Give me 1 second. Okay. My apologies. So, where did I leave off? What was I saying right before I left? Oh, yeah. So, as I'm over there on Will's show, having this back and forth with Raw and another individual that I won't name, right? The conversation got heated. Now, the reason why the conversation got heated is because I am sick and tired of the soft bigotry of low expectations, right? I am sick and tired of us as a people, as a group, playing this game that we play. All right? It's like, instead of trying to keep the lie alive, instead of trying to keep the facade going that we're just as good as, if not better than other groups of people, why not just do the work and actually be better? Then you have something to complain about. Then you actually have something to complain about. But as I'm over there having this conversation, they're coming at me. Well, Raw didn't come at me about the DEI. The other dude came at me about the DEI, right? And I got frustrated. And due to my frustration, this is what I said. And I'm pretty sure they got upset when I said it, but I said it anyway. I said, so are we really gonna pretend that when niggas get in charge of shit, it doesn't go to shit? And keep in mind, I'm not even talking about, this is what's so crazy about this. I'm not even talking about the black people that get put in a position because of DEI that they don't qualify for. I'm not even talking about them. I'm just talking about the fact that every time we become a part of something or become a predominant part of something in this day and age, it goes to shit. It completely and utterly goes to shit. So when I'm sitting on a panel and I'm trying to have the conversation about DEI and why it's problematic, right? You got individuals coming at me crazy. And I brought up the air traffic controller thing because, like I said, I was literally sitting here on my show having a conversation about trades, having a conversation about jobs that people could do. I think the conversation was centering around doing, going to trade school as opposed to going to college, right? And so this one brother comes up there and he talks about air traffic controlling. And he was talking about how there's a program and how it's easy to get in there and blah, 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 whatever, right? And then later, I start hearing about DEI as it pertains to aviation. So when I'm having this conversation, I bring it up. Raw G goes and pulls up the statistics and says, well, if there's a problem in aviation, it's not us because it's still predominantly white. Let me ask all of you a question. Let me ask all of you this question. If you have 10,000, let's say you have 10,000 white people in aviation. And let's say you have three. Let's say 300. Let's say you have 300 black DEI hires that aren't qualified, that are not doing their job properly, and it's causing problems in aviation. If I say that DEI is problematic in aviation because of those 300 DEI hires that are causing problems, does it fucking matter that aviation is still predominantly white? Yes or no? Yes or no? Does it matter? How can that's like the day when she pulled up the stat, I was getting so pissed because I'm like, what does that have to do with me pointing out that the DEI hires are the problem? Like, does that even make any sense? But again, it goes back to a common theme that I notice, because here's the problem. The problem is black people have tied up their performance in racism. And what I mean by this is, if black people do something that is a thing we consider to be a predominantly black activity, well, you can critique them in that, right? So let's say, for argument's sake, let's use basketball as an example, right? Let's use basketball as an example. So you can argue that basketball is a sport that we feel that black people dominate in, right? Well, in that position, it doesn't matter if Skip Bayless or any random white guy critiques a black basketball player's on-court skills, because black people dominate in that particular sport so much that we're not overly sensitive about it, right? So it's like, oh, well, we know we good in that sport. We know we good in that particular category. So we're not overly sensitive if somebody white wants to critique it, right? But if somebody wants to criticize black pilots, well, now all of a sudden, they're only critiquing them because they're racist. Now, you want to know why this is? The reason why this is because anytime black people know they're good at something, they don't mind the criticism. It is only when black people know they suck at something, it is only when black people know that they're lacking in something, that they will try to use racism as the shield to get away from the criticism. Right? Like, for instance, let's use the Charlie Kirk situation, for example, where he said something about black pilots, right? If I got on a plane and I looked and the pilot was black, I would be concerned. Now, I need you to keep this in mind. It's not because I think a black man is incapable of being a pilot. That's crazy. That's lunacy, right? It's a matter of I don't often see that particular type of person in that particular type of position, so it's off-putting, right? And you want to know what's so funny about this? What's so hilarious about this is black folk will get upset if someone white says, "Oh my God, that's a black pilot. I don't know if I want to get on that plane." You're tripping if a white guy doesn't want to get on a plane with a black pilot, but you don't even want your homie's white wife making the potato salad. No, I'm gonna say it again. You're upset that a white guy doesn't want to get on a plane because he doesn't often see black men as pilots, but you don't even want to eat the potato salad if somebody white made it. Right? And it's not because you think white people are incapable of making potato salad. It's because they're not known for that shit. So because they're not known for that shit, you have a preconceived notion that it's gonna suck. Now, the only difference between bad potato salad and a messed up pilot is you can walk away from some bad potato salad, hopefully. Right? Now, the way my mind would work is like this. Black people, if you're offended that someone white doesn't want to get on a plane because there's a black pilot and you feel like that's unfair, well, maybe more of you should be pilots. Maybe more of you should be pilots. Because guess what? If there's a white guy getting ready to play a game of pickup basketball and he see you standing over there and you're black, he's not going to be like, "I don't want that black guy on my team." No, he's going to be like, "Hey, yeah, you come on." See, I know you're feeling some type of way, right? I know you're feeling some type of way. But it's the truth. It's the truth. And so when I was over there having this conversation, I got upset. And the reason why I got upset is because I'm tired of black people lying. I'm tired of black folks lying. Like, I am sick and tired of black folk just lying through their teeth. Just straight up lying through their teeth. Like, you know damn well that most of the people that were hired through DEI don't have a clue what the hell they doing. Just like right now, recently, they're having these conversations about birthright citizenship in the Supreme Court. What the hell is Ketanji Brown Jackson talking about? And see, this is the sad part that black people just don't seem to get. If they keep using DEI to go round up a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing and put them in these positions, you know what the end result is, black people? It makes us look bad. You know why it makes us look bad? Because the premise is that they are qualified. So guess what that means? If they get somebody and put them in a position due to DEI and they're not qualified, but they tell the world that they are qualified. Well, then when they screw up, no one's going to say, oh, well, they wasn't qualified in the first place, so we can understand where this screw up came from. No, what it looks like is incompetence. That's what it looks like. It looks like, okay, you were qualified for the position, you just suck at it. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Eventually, sooner or later, y'all are going to realize the Democrats do shit like this to purposely make you look bad. You know why they do that? Because they're racist. That's why they do that. They've been racist ever since they started the KKK. They don't like you. They don't like you. They just need you for their purposes. But they love putting y'all in positions to look goofy. Do you know how many, I sit back and I watch the news, right? Do you know how many black female judges have been taken off the bench? There's a couple that even got arrested. Look at Tiffany Henyard up there in Dalton. Now she's down in Atlanta trying to run for public office. Look at Fannie Willis. Look at Letitia James. Like, is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence? So I'm supposed to believe it's a coincidence that every single black person, whether male or female, that's part of the Democratic machine that gets put in positions that are high positions are either dumb as hell or corrupt as hell. That's supposed to be a coincidence? That's supposed to be a coincidence. Well, during that discussion, I got extremely upset, right? I got extremely upset. Let's see. James Coleman, somebody do me a favor. Kick his ignorant ass out of my chat room. Kick his ignorant ass out of my chat room, please. I don't want him here. You see this guy right here? Get his ass up out of here. Get his ass up out of here. I don't understand this thing with you leftist liberals where you keep going places you're not wanted. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. I am almost 100% certain there is a live stream somewhere with a bunch of snowflake, tree-hugging hippies crying about the Iran war where you can go participate in that and just be happy as a pig in shit. Why are you coming over here bothering me? Go away. Like, I'm not like the rest of these content creators. I'm not on some, oh, well, I don't care if people come in here and troll me and say goofy shit. I don't care, you know, because it's, you know, freedom of speech, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit about none of that. I don't give a shit about none of that. Because I'm smart enough to understand that you lefties, you take full advantage of shit like that. See, when you're in the position of power, you silence people, you mute people, you boycott people, you cancel people. When you're in the position of power, that's what you do. And then when the right and the conservatives get in the position of power, you show up ready to run your mouth and you say, hey, but you're the fair person. You're benevolent. You believe in freedom of speech, right? You believe in hearing the other side out, right? No, keep that same energy that you have when you in charge. The same way when you're in charge, you want to shut people down, shut people up. You don't give a shit about freedom of speech. You don't give a damn about the Constitution. And then when you're no longer in the position of power, you want to slide your ass in here and benefit from freedom of speech in the Constitution. Nah. Nah. Not over here. We're not doing that over here. Because when Biden was in office, we couldn't say shit. We couldn't talk about nothing. We damn sure couldn't talk about his 80-some million votes. Right? Trump in office, y'all can say some of the most outlandish shit known to man. Y'all can say some of the wildest shit. Right? Every conspiracy theory that you can think of and that you could come up with, right? Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, and what is going on with the support, y'all? What is going on with the support? Support the show. And trust and believe everything that I'm saying right now, is it ties into tonight's topic with Pooh Shiesty, robbing Gucci Mane, kidnapping Gucci Mane. Oh, we gonna get into all of that. And I'm gonna break down why. Because see, here's the thing. I don't like when I go to channels and I talk about the debauchery of the community and how the culture's trash, and there's always some freaking prolific, pro-black, sanctimonious Negro that wants to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? That I'm wrong. That's not the community. That's not the way the community is. We're out here excelling. We're out here doing the best. We're phenomenal. Yeah, y'all are so phenomenal. You got millionaires robbing other millionaires. In the black community. The black community is the only community where an individual will still engage in the same activities once they're a millionaire that they engaged in when they were flat fucking broke. I'm going to say that again. It is only in the black community that a millionaire will engage in the same activities that he engaged in when he was flat broke. Just let that sink in for a second. But the other day, when I was over there having that conversation, I finally got fed up, finally got angry, and I just said it. I just said, are y'all really going to sit here and try to convince me that things don't go to shit when niggas are in charge? I said, are you really going to try to tell me that if you was working somewhere for a black person, you going to get your check on time? Are you really telling me that? Are you really going to tell me that if black folk were running the power grid, the lights wouldn't be flickering on and off every time you look up? Are you really going to tell me that? That's what I said. And they got offended. They got upset. I said that if they was in charge of the power grid, the lights, they wouldn't be dependable. They'd be flickering on and off. They was in charge of the water and the sanitation. You better not drink that water. Right? And it's just a matter of, and see, here's the thing. It's not a matter of race. It's not a matter of race. It only has become that for one simple reason. And that simple reason is that when it comes to the different races, there are races of people that take pride in their work, and there are races of people that don't. Culturally. When you look at us, many of us do not take pride in our work. Just don't. Just don't. And when I say pride, I mean, I'm going to do this job and I'm going to make sure it's done right. Not because there's a supervisor standing over my shoulder. Not because I'm worried about getting fired. And not just because they're giving me a paycheck. I really, genuinely believe in the work that I'm doing. I'm going to make sure that this electrical grid is running properly because I know countless people in this state depend on electricity. Niggas don't take that type of pride in their work. And the reason I know this is because niggas typically run to professions that they think is going to give them quick money. They don't believe in what they doing. And I'm not saying all black people, but definitely the niggas don't believe in what they doing. I'm just keeping it real. But every time I get on a panel with black folk, they want to push this lie. And I'm like, who are y'all lying for the benefit of? Because every other race already know this shit. That's why they don't want to do business with you. That's why they side-eyeing you. Who are you lying for? It's getting to the point where it's like you just lying to your damn self. You're just lying to make yourself feel better. And every time somebody like me comes along and wants to tell the truth, you want to shut me down because it hurts your feelings. And what I can't figure out for the life of me is if it hurts your feelings so much, why don't you fix it? Why don't you fix it? Like y'all trying your best to keep this goofiness going. Oh, we're phenomenal. And every time I bring up DEI or some other shit, the debauchery of the community or the foolishness that we engage in, oh, come on, man, why you got to be tearing us down? You're tearing you down. It's not me tearing you down to point out what I'm observing. That's not tearing you down. That's being observant. That's me witnessing what you're doing. If you don't want me talking about it, stop doing it. But see, it's just like if there's a neighborhood and there's a bunch of niggas in that neighborhood cutting up. And every day I drive up and down the street and I break out my camera and I say, look at what they're doing. They're destroying their own community. Look at what they're doing. There are black people that would do everything in their power to stop me from recording what they're doing instead of doing everything in their power to stop them from what they're doing so I don't have nothing to record. Let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in your brain for a second. Niggas on the corner, selling drugs, fighting, shooting, doing all types of wild shit. Angry man driving through, recording it. Look at what they're doing. This is some bullshit. Other black people show up. They look at both situations. They look at the niggas cutting up. They look at me recording it. And in their mind, they're like, stop recording it because we don't want the world to know this. Well, that's the translation. What they would say is, stop recording because this is our business and you shouldn't be displaying our stuff to the whole world. There's actually black people that get on the internet and say shit like this. I don't have a problem with the criticism. My problem is you're criticizing black folk in front of the rest of the world. Why are you, this is in-house business. Why are you displaying it to the rest of the world? It's no wonder the community ain't shit. Because you would rather stop the reporter from reporting on the crime than the niggas committing the crimes. How does that even make any sense? How does that make any sense? Hold on for a second, y'all. Wingate, what are you talking about in my chat room, bro? You seem to just be putting random shit in my chat room. What's going on with you, bro? Does anybody else see what he's doing in the chat? Because, I occasionally look at the chat to read what y'all are saying. It's just like he's just saying random shit. Y'all see it, right? Somebody do me a favor. Kick him out of the chat, man. Yo, check this out. I'm going to say this one time and one time only. In order for me to do my show, I need to do my show distraction free. Do I need to take everybody's wrenches and redistribute them to people that's actually going to do what they're supposed to do with the damn wrench? How are there this many people in the chat fucking with me and y'all and numerous people got wrenches? going back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by trolls. So the other day, I'm on the panel and I said, are y'all literally trying to tell me, the Angry Man, that niggas can actually run something properly? Is that what y'all telling me? And I was getting pushback. I was getting all kinds of pushback. And I said, and there was this one dude, this blouse wearing dude. I'm not going to say his name because he's a clout chasing bitch that tries to start shit with me because, he wants to try to build a channel off of my name, and I'm not going to let him do it. But he's like, he's tearing down black people and right? Because I said niggas shouldn't be in charge of shit because every time they get in charge of shit, it goes to shit, right? So I said, that's okay. It's all good. Because if y'all could pretend like, and you had people in the chat room talking about Angry Man getting cooked. Angry Man getting cooked. Raw pulled the stats. She pulled the statistics. Yeah. Right? I said, you know what? And this is what I said on the show. And many of you probably remember it. I said, if you saw the show, I said, I don't got to prove nothing to y'all because reality proves it, right? So this was my statement. Are y'all really going to act like when niggas get in charge of shit that it doesn't go to shit? That's what I said. Now, luckily for us, we have the internet. Oh, yes, we have the internet. And just like I showed you that Biden nominee for the FAA who didn't know his ass from his elbow as it pertains to flying, right? I'm going to show you something else too. Let's start at the bottom. Let's see. Here we go. By the way, man, make sure y'all supporting the show if y'all want to keep the show going. And we definitely need a sponsor of the show. Anybody that wants to be a sponsor of the show, drop 100 or more. Matter of fact, before we even get into any of this, I need y'all to support the show. For everybody that's in here, make sure you're supporting the show. We try to get at least 20 contributors per hour. I've definitely been running my mouth longer than an hour. So we should already be at 20 people. I know we're not, but anybody that wants their messages read first during the Bino roll call, all you have to do is drop 20 or more. Your message will get read first in the first wave during the Bino roll call. The rest of the super chats will get read in the second and third wave, if there's a third wave. If you want your message read first, put it in red. You feel me? So if you want your message read first, drop 100 or more. You'll be a sponsor of the show, and we'll read your message immediately. But let's check this out. Here we go. Oh, what's this? This is a bunch of black folk at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A employees were fired after participating in a dance video inspired by black culture. A store manager...
a dance trend inspired by black culture. Can't just go to Chick-fil-A and do their job. No. We can't go to Chick-fil-A and do our job. We got to go to Chick-fil-A and act a damn fool. That's what we got to do. We got to go to Chick-fil-A and do little goofy ass dances and shit. That's what we got to do, right? Right? Because you're not there to work. You're there to clown.
Chick-fil-A employees were fired after participating in a dance video inspired by black culture. A store manager organized the video after noticing a drop in sales. Several employees, including female staff and the manager, joined the video in an effort to promote the brand. After the video was posted, it quickly gained attention online, and reportedly brought more customers into the store. However, Chick-fil-A corporate later terminated everyone involved, including the manager. Despite being fired, the manager later posted a video explaining what happened while eating Chick-fil-A food. The incident also brought attention to a similar case. A former employee had previously
Fire them, right? Now I know what some of y'all gonna say. Some of y'all gonna say, "Come on, Angry Man, it's Chick-fil-A, bruh. It's Chick-fil-A. It's not like it's some serious shit. It's just Chick-fil-A, right? It's just Chick-fil-A. Okay, cool. Well, what about somebody performing surgery?
I'm about to cut it.
Is this the black excellence y'all was talking about the other day? When Angry Man was wrong? When Angry Man didn't know what he was talking about because aviation is still predominantly white? Is this the black excellence you were talking about? Or does it look like what I said, which is the moment black folks is involved in some shit, it goes to shit?
Our booties on fleek, waistline snatched. Got a banging body and a smile to match.
This is while they are performing an operation, surgery.
Yeah, wow.
But guess what? If I saw a video like this and then I had to go do surgery and I said, I don't want nobody black performing surgery, well, then I'm going to be racist if I were a white guy. If I were a white guy and I saw this and I said, okay, I don't want no black surgeons performing surgery on me, he'd be racist, right? He'd be racist, right? Angry Man don't know what he talking about, right? Angry Man don't know what he talking about, right? Every time I get on a panel, everybody knows everything except the Angry Man. The Angry Man, what did that young buck say the other day? He said, all Angry Man do is say stupid shit, right? That's all Angry Man do. Say stupid shit, right? He don't know what he talking about. Right? Angry Man don't know what he talking about.
Booties on fleek, waistline snatched. Got a bang body with a smile to match. Yeah, you can have whatever you like. Ooh. Betty Blue, just a rabbit, J-Lo, Nicki Minaj, whatever you like. You can have whatever you like. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about, right? Angry Man don't know what he talking about. Angry Man don't know what he talking about, right? But it don't matter. Cause at the end of the day, you know, Drewski did a funny skit on Erica Kirk. That's what matters at the end of the day. What matters is that Drewski and other black comedians have done skits making fun of white people. That's what matters at the end of the day. That's what matters. Just pick on white folk because it's the only thing we can do. Because most arenas, when it comes to business, we can't beat them at it. So the only thing we got to do is make fun of them. Get mad, 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 get mad. Right? Did y'all really think that I wasn't going to come over here at some point and pull the receipts? Is that what y'all really thought? Is that what y'all really thought? Did you think I wasn't going to come over here and pull the receipts? Is that what you thought? Matter of fact, I got another receipt for you. Hold on. Let's pull this up. Let's pull up, since we're going to be talking about Pooh Shiesty, let's pull up Memphis. Let's pull up rappers and people from Memphis who can't properly pronounce the letter U for 500, Alex.
Why does every rapper from Memphis talk like this?
People like us be like Herman, like we Herman.
Music is music. Pop up on my nerves, see? And I was just happy.
My ears not even Persian.
Why do they hate the letters U and R? Why does every rapper from Memphis talk like this?
People like us be like Herman, like we Herman.
Herman.
Music.
He's not a human, he a Herman. He's not a human, he's a Herman. He's a Herman. It ain't a Cuban link, it's a Cuban. It's a Cuban link. It ain't music, it's Murzik. It's Murzik. It's Murzik. But you niggas, with that going on, with everything I just showed you, high-ranking official being nominated to be the head of the FAA and don't know nothing about flying. Right? Black folk go to fast food restaurant. They can't even just do the job at the fast food restaurant. They got to be in there dancing, doing TikTok challenges and shit. Black people performing surgeries and operations, dancing and shit. Most of us can't even speak proper English, Murzik and Cuban on Cuban, but you ass ignorant niggas will get on a panel with me and try to tell me I'm wrong for pointing out how fucking raggedy and sorry our damn culture has become. You really try to do that shit. Y'all really be trying that shit. Like the proof ain't all over the damn internet. Like we ain't the laughing stock of the world. But I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong. Even had one young dude up there get upset, talk about some how you gonna say you better at technology than me? Why you think you better than technology than me? And I asked him a very simple question. I said, so I got a question for you. How much money did you make off of technology last year? What that got to do with it? That's how fucking stupid many of us in the culture are. This is how dumb. if you're better at technology than me, you should be making more money off of technology than me. It's very simple. In this day and age, in 2026, if you are good at technology, it will show in how much money you make. But he told me, what does the amount of money he make have to do with it? Bro, I've been for the past few months, I've been doing my live stream sitting on my patio. From my patio, right? From my patio, or anywhere for that matter, I have a laptop bag, and within that laptop bag, I have everything I need for an entire setup. So anywhere I go, you feel me? I can easily set up, boom, 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 set up my freaking what you call it and all of that shit, right? Easily. In 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I can set up an entire live streaming situation. And I did it for so long, people was thinking I didn't even have a studio no more. It's like, where the studio, Angry Man? What happened to the studio? Studio ain't went nowhere. Studio ain't went nowhere. This is me perfecting my craft. That's all it is. That's all it is. If you see me doing something, I'm doing it for a reason, right? I'm doing it for a reason. In fact, you know what? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So, this is my laptop bag, right? Y'all see it. So from that, I can pretty much have a setup in 5 minutes flat. And I know that little pissant is watching too. So you got this, right? Can y'all see that? So when I'm outside, this is how I use my iPhone as a camera, right? It's got all little adjustments. Turn it around and all of that shit. You can tilt it, all of that shit. You feel me? It's magnetic. Now, at the same time, go in my bag, have this tripod, right? So let's say, for argument's sake, I wanted to do shorts, right? So I got the tripod, like that right there. So that comes off. Goes right back on there. In here, got all the wires that I need for setting everything up. The freaking laptop. Freaking iPad for an extra screen. Mixer. Microphone, just like this one right here. And my Anchor power hub for all of my connections, right? So that I can connect power going to everything that I got to connect this basically either USB or Thunderbolt connected, right? Of course, if I need some extra power, a freaking Anchor power block. And I've got a bigger one downstairs too. So if I were to go somewhere, if I were to go on a trip, I can pretty much set up a live stream station in 5 minutes flat and be able to live stream from wherever I'm at in the damn world. You feel me? With no problem. But you got this young buck gonna say to me, well, what makes you think you're better at technology than me? The fact that I am better at technology than you. That's what. The fact that I am better at technology than you. Now, the other interesting thing is when he said that I was stupid or that I say stupid stuff. So you mean to tell me with black people in the medical field dancing and singing dumbass rap lyrics while they're performing surgery, black folk working in professional settings doing goofy ass dances where they're shaking their titties up and down, multi-millionaire Memphis rappers that can't even say music correctly With all of that going on, I'm stupid? Here's the reality. If you took the time to really sit back and take inventory of the Black community, by comparison, Angryman's a damn genius. I'm a genius by comparison. But for some odd reason, every single time I get on a show, every time I get on a panel, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have a clue what I'm talking about. But like I said, studio hasn't went anywhere. I've just been slowly upgrading the studio, right? We had to get, I had to get my laptop, had to get my Apple laptop for my, this is for my mobile streaming, right? But I try to keep as little on here as possible so that it can stream with no problem. But then I also have this one. You feel me? I also have this one right here that I use for video editing and shit like that. And it's the same type of laptop. You feel me? And then I have the freaking iMac over there, which is a monster when it comes to doing graphics and stuff like that. And what I'm about to do with this streaming, with the main streaming thing, is I'm replacing this PC. I'm done with PC. And I'm gonna tell all of you out there that are YouTubers, if you're up and coming YouTubers, let me tell you something. When it comes to graphics, when it comes to video editing, when it comes to live streaming, you're better off with Apple products because it makes your workflow easier. You're able to have everything connected. So if I do graphics over here on my iMac, it's already going to be on my MacBooks. Like once I get finished with it over there, it's going to be over here because all of them are connected with iCloud, right? So everything is connected. Even if it wasn't, you can literally, if you got one graphic over here, you could airdrop it. If you got a video over here, you could airdrop it, right? So I'm getting the hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. So what I ordered, and it's crazy because it's not even gonna get here until May, which is crazy, right? So I ordered the Mac Studio. Oh, let me do a screenshot because I don't want y'all to see my address in it, but let's see. So yeah, so I ordered the Mac Studio. And the crazy thing about it is the shit won't get here until like May 7th or some shit. Like the shit won't get here until like between May 7th or May 14th. Which is crazy. Which is literally crazy. I'm like, why? I don't know why it would take that long, but you know, hold on. AM just checking. Just checking what? Just checking what? What happened? What I miss? Hold on. What I miss? Sounds like you got custom specs on it. Yeah, I got the look, I when it comes to streaming, I want a monster. Like I want a freaking powerhouse. Like I don't want some shit that's just, you know, mid. You feel me? So what I got was let's see if I got the specs on it. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. I'll show you exactly what I got. Mac Studio. Let's see. I'll show you guys exactly what I got, what I ordered. Okay, so this is what I ordered, right? It's got the it's got the 4 Thunderbolt ports and the HDMI because I got a 4-screen setup, right? Why is it not letting me go to the, let's see, total specs. Okay, so why is it not? Hold on, let me compare. Okay, Studio Mac. Okay, I got the Max, right? So I got this one, but I upgraded it. So I got the 16 core CPU with the 40 core GPU. I got the 64 gigabytes of memory. And I got the 1 terabyte of storage. And I didn't need any of this other crap. So yeah, that's the one that I got. That's the one that I got. I got 1 terabyte of storage. I got 64 gigabytes of memory. And I got the 16 core CPU and the 40 core GPU. You said, what does it do, AM? It's a computer. It's a computer. It's what I'm going to stream on instead of what I'm streaming on right now. But Burnell was saying something in the chat. What was you saying, bro? Hold on. Yo, shout out to Michael. He said anti-character assassination funding. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you for being a sponsor of the show, man.
That's that Bino energy.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do. All right, chums up. Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Zero Dragons.
See, here's the thing with me when it comes to streaming, right? When it comes to this YouTube thing, I consider myself to be a professional, right? So the one thing I hate, the one thing I can't stand more than anything in this world, I hate performance issues. Like, I can't stand performance issues. Like, when it comes to streaming, this PC that I have right now, which is a gaming PC, this is like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like the 4th gaming PC that I've bought. In my YouTube career, I've went through 1, 2, 3, 4. I went through 5. This is my 5th computer. This is my 5th PC. So I've went through that many computers. I went through that many computers, right? And the only reason that I hadn't switched, the only reason that I hadn't switched to Apple before is because I didn't know if I could run a multi-screen setup on an Apple computer, right? And then they came out with the Mac Studio. And I'm looking at it like it's that computer is so much of a beast that a lot of people are saying that most people don't need that computer because it's overkill. Like, you don't really need that much power to do whatever it is you're trying to do. But it's perfect for me, right? It's perfect for me. Like, the amount of shit that I do on my laptop, you know, in my laptop, if I'm not mistaken, I think it has the M4 chip. I'm not sure. Let's see about this Mac. Yeah, this is the Apple M4 Pro. So it has the M4 Pro chip. Like, both of my laptops, they're the same laptop. They have the M4 chip. And the amount of shit that I do, you feel what I'm saying, on my laptop. Like, for instance, the thumbnail tonight. Like, I literally designed the thumbnail on this laptop. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, the amount of shit, and you see how many tabs is open, right? See all them tabs at the top? Like, the amount of shit I do on this laptop, well, on both of these laptops, is crazy. So it's to the point where I'm just in the Apple ecosystem. You feel me? And then on top of that, all of my laptops are locked and stuff. Like, you know, everybody has passwords on their computers and shit. I just like the fact that if I've got my Apple Watch on, when I go to open the laptop, it'll just automatically unlock because I have my Apple Watch on. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm really pissed. I'm really pissed at the fact that this computer is going to take so freaking long to get here. Like, I'm literally going to have to wait a month before I can get the damn computer and start doing everything, because I'm streamlining, right? Because that does so much, I'm going to be able to get rid of a lot of these wires and shit and you know, streamline everything. I'm thinking about getting a curved, instead of having 4 monitors, I'm thinking about getting like 2 curved monitors that are as long as these 3. So one right here and one up here. Seriously thinking about it. But regardless, getting back to the point that I was trying to make. The point that I was trying to make is that little buddy wanted to say to me that, well, what makes you think you're better at technology than me? The fact that I am. The fact that I am. The fact that I, the angry man, the angry man, the fact that I, the angry man, is better. I'm better than you. I'm better than you, buddy. I'm better than you. I know you don't like that. I know you don't like that. And I know that's why a lot of you, when I get on panels with you, you want to talk shit. You want to talk shit? You want to try to show up the angry man? You want to prove that you got what it takes? You feel me? You want to prove that you got what it takes? First of all, let's be clear about something. Let's be clear about something. Before you even get on my level, right? Before you even get on my level, you have to be the type of person that's willing to invest. I'm live right now. I'm live right now on this freaking $2,000 gaming PC. It's running fine. It's running fine. Like, I'm on a $2,000 gaming PC with 2 different high-speed internets. 2 different high-speed internets, just in case one of them fails, right? I'm staring at a $4,000 Sony A7 III camera with a $2,000 lens on it. I've got a $3,000 Sony over here that I don't even use. Got a freaking $3,000 Sony that I don't even use. I don't even use this shit. I used to use it as a secondary camera. I don't even use it. Don't even use the damn thing. And despite all of that, I just ordered a fucking $3,000 Mac Studio. But you know why I ordered that freaking $3,000 Mac Studio? Because I'm this invested. I am this invested in being the best at what I do. I'm this invested. I'm this invested. Like right now, I'm looking at one of my pages, one of my displays, and the freaking screen said, oh snap, it dropped because the freaking memory. See, I'm having a memory issue with this computer. And I'm tired of having memory issues. Because look, let me tell you something. If I don't do anything as the angry man, I'm going to put technology to the test, bro. The amount of stress that I put on a computer, bro, you have absolutely no earthly idea. Like, the amount of stress that I will put, like, I can't use a regular computer. I can't use a regular computer. I have to have a monster. I have to have a monster. You feel me? I'm talking about we're doing, and everything I'm doing it. Nobody else is doing it. It's just me. I'm just a one-man team over here. So we're doing Adobe Photoshop graphics, right? We're doing DaVinci Resolve video editing. We're doing live streaming. We're using AI for multiple purposes. We're doing it all. We're doing it all. And it's all for you. It's all for you. Now, the video that I put up this morning, I gotta apologize because the graphics don't look that well on the video. In fact, let me pull this up real quick. The graphics don't look that well on the video that I did today. I'm going to show it to you. Let's see. So when you go here, why do you marriage? Because what I notice, and this continues to be a trend, and somebody needs to call it out. Every single time they want to attack, you see that? Doesn't look the way it should look. And you know the reason why? The reason why is because I haven't been in here in a while. And because I haven't been in here in a while, my cameras was off and all of that shit. So guess what? I gotta reset the cameras. I gotta reset the lighting. And once I reset everything, I did the video this morning because I didn't have time to reset everything. I was trying my best to get this shit done. But this is what happens when I reset everything. That's the result you get. But see, little buddy that said I'm not better at technology than him, he doesn't understand. See, he would have been satisfied with that. He would have been satisfied with that right there. But not me. Not me. Not I. You feel me? But again, like I said, this goes back to what I said about black folk. Black folk do not take pride in what they do. I take pride in what I do, which is why it makes me sick to my stomach when people come up here that don't do half the shit that I do, wanting to talk shit to me. And I be wanting to tell them so bad, like, step your game up, youngin'. Step your game up, little buddy, before you start talking shit to me. For real. But anyway, we're about to get into this main topic. Don't worry, because I'm pretty sure most of y'all came here to talk about this main topic, right? Let's see. Omar said, AM, your visual has never looked like this. I swear to God, bro. This is new to me. Well, here's the thing, right? The reason why the visual never looked like this before is because when I bought this camera, right? I had one like this. This is the Sony Alpha. This is Sony Alpha, right? So I had two of these. I think the other one is somewhere around here. But this was the secondary one with this lens. And then I had the other one right there. And one day it just broke. Just stopped working, right? And so I went to replace it because they were telling me that, oh, you're going to have to mail it off to Sony or whatever. And that just didn't do because I needed to replace it, right? Because I was going to go live that night or whatever. So I just went to Best Buy and I got the Sony Alpha 7 III and I just bought it. It was like $4,000, something like that, right? I just said, screw it. It is what it is. I need the damn camera and I bought it, right? So when I bought it, I just brought it here and just hooked it up and just started using it. I didn't tinker with it. I didn't go into the settings and mess with anything. I just took it out of the box, connected it, put the lens on it, and just started doing it. I didn't mess with it. And I don't know. I guess the other day when I came back in here and I turned it on and I looked at the video after I got done with it, I was like, I don't like that. So I was like, let me just go ahead and go into the settings and fix everything and make sure everything is right. And so I went into the settings and changed everything, and you know what I'm saying? So that's the result. That's the result. Because sometimes, look, here's the thing with me. Sometimes I'll have something that is like if I go buy equipment, right? I'll buy the best equipment that I can find. And half the time, I don't even mess with the capability. Like, for instance, here's a prime example, right? So this is the mixer that I use ever since the Go XLR stopped working, right? So this is the mixer that I use, right? It's a Beacon, right? Just to show you what I mean. I've had this for months, and look. Like, I'll have shit forever, and the shit'll be new. It'll be new, and like, you know what I'm saying? I haven't even really tinkered with it. Like, I'll buy shit, and then I'll just hook it up and just use it, and I don't even tinker with it or any of that, right? I'm like Frieza when it comes to that. You know how Frieza just, you know, he never worked out and shit, and then when he finally did work out, he turned into Golden Frieza. That type of shit. You feel me? Like, I be up here serious, but I be playing too. If we being totally honest. I be serious, but I be playing. I be serious, but I be playing, right? Even my lighting, right? I hadn't even fiddled with my light. My light is a freaking, I'm gonna tell you exactly what light that I got. Because some of y'all probably be looking at this and you like, how in the hell? Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do right before we get into this next topic. I'm about to give y'all $1 million worth of game. I'm about to give y'all $1 million worth of game. I'm gonna show you exactly what I have. I'm gonna show you exactly what I have, right? So let me pull up. Let me pull up Amazon. So let's see. I have for my key light, let's see. What is the name of the shit? I always forget the name of the shit, right? So for my mixer, I have the Beacon Studio. I think that's what it's called. Or Beacon Create. I don't know which one it's called. But let's see. So this is the key light that I have. This is the key light that I have right here. This is the key light that I've got right here. That's that light up there. It's that light up here, right? And I also have, I don't just have the light, because the light comes by itself, right? I've got the light, but I also have a diffuser. I'll show you the diffuser that I have. My diffuser looks like this right here. It looks like that right there. So let's see. Diffuser. Okay, so I've got one of these right here. This is the diffuser that I have on that light. You feel me? So I've got that diffuser on the light, right? And then in front of me, I have Elgato lights. So in front of me, I've got, where's the Elgato lights? I've got like a couple of these. This light right here. Similar to that right there, right? And then, let's see, I have the Sony A7, is it the 7 III? I think it's the 7 III. I think it's the 7 III, or is it the, no, I'm bugging. It ain't even the 7 III. That was the last one that I had. It's the 7 IV. It's the 7 IV, right? Do they even have it up here? In fact, let me look at it. Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of these. I don't know which one it is. They actually got these ones on sale. Damn it. And then I have the let's see. And then I have one of these lenses right here. So like if you get this one with the lens, it'll be $4,000. That's actually cheaper than what it was before because it's 3,300 now, but it was damn near 4,000. So it was $38.99 where you get this and you get the lens with it. And this is currently, well, no, I'm wrong. This is an older camera, but this is the lens that I got, right? So yeah, if you get that, you can get that look. You feel me? You can get that look. But yeah. Yeah. If you want to get the colors this crisp or whatever, it's not just the camera, it's the camera, the way you set up the camera settings, and the lighting and all of that. You have to make sure that your lighting is in sync with the settings on your camera. And like I said, I just never took the time to really mess with the settings or whatever, you know. And I figured since I'm back in the studio, might as well just go ahead and tinker with it and get everything right. Because every once in a while, I got to remind cats. Because cats will see me, dudes will see me sitting on the damn patio. Like the other day, I forgot whose panel I was on, but the other day I was on the panel and Fighter Complex was like, yo, what happened to the studio, Angry Man? Like, you outside? You on? What's going on, man? See, sometimes I gotta jump out there and remind y'all. You feel me? Sometimes I gotta remind y'all, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. If I'm sitting on a patio doing a live, it's because I'm choosing to. But know this, even when I'm sitting on the patio, the equipment I'm using sitting on the patio is, I guarantee you, is thousands of dollars more than what you're using. I guarantee you. See? Because here's the thing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put y'all on the game, right? Here's a bit of advice that I'll give y'all, right? There's only two type of cameras that will give you a crisp, flawless visual every time. It's two types. There's two types. Y'all want to know which two types they are? Press 1 if y'all want to know what types. Your iPhone. There is no webcam that is made that is a better webcam than your iPhone, except when it comes to a DSLR camera. In order to get a better visual than the iPhone, you'd have to get one of these. The only way to get a better visual than the iPhone is you would have to get a DSLR camera. That's the only way. There is absolutely no webcam that's going to be better than your iPhone. There's no webcam that's going to be better than your iPhone. Period. Period. You said, what about an Android Galaxy? Man, don't make me laugh. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to say it again. There's no camera. There's no webcam that's going to be better than your iPhone. But I see we've reached our goal, so let's do the Bino roll call, and then we're going to get into this main topic of these Negroes engaging in Negro activity. Oh my God, what's going on the Cash App side of the game? We need some more support on the Cash App side of the game, y'all. Said mirrorless. Damn, y'all, it's been so long since I've been here in the studio recording. Y'all got me feeling nostalgic. Y'all got me feeling a type of way. It's been so long since I've been in here. Like I've been going hard in the paint on the patio for a minute. We ain't been in the studio in a minute. Last night we was in here, but it was less than optimal. Jaden said, just join. What's the topic? We about to talk about Pooh Shiesty allegedly kidnapping and robbing Gucci Mane. And I've been talking about the pitiful state of the community. And we're going to talk about how that ties into this BS. You feel me? But first, we got to get to the Bino roll call. Let's get to it.
They told you to be nice. They told you to wait your turn. They lied. If you don't respect the man in the mirror, no one ever will. Stop looking for tips. Start looking for a standard. Your anger isn't a weakness. It's fuel. Burn it to build a better vessel. When you stop begging for attention, you start commanding it. Be the prize, not the option.
Reclaim your throne with the Angryman standard. Now available at Amazon. Link in the description.
Yo, make sure you guys go check out my book, The Angryman Standard, which is available on my website. Make sure you guys go grab your copy today. It is available on my website, TheAngrymanChannel.com. You could also get a signed copy. So if you want a signed copy, go on over there to the website and grab your copy. But y'all already know what time it is, man. It's time for the Bino roll call.
Bino check. If you're in the building, show your work. Drop 20 on the Super Chat or Cash App.
Yo, shout out to a YouTube name. in the building. Appreciate you, bro.
That's that Bino energy.
He said they're solid, but not too friendly, logically sane, and never dependently. They're all together manly. The Bino family, da-da-da-da, snap, snap, da-da-da-da, snap, snap, the Angry Man's Bino family. Blessings AM and Bino everywhere. Appreciate you, bro. That's funny right there. Let's see. We got my man Floyd in the building.
That's that Bino energy.
Boy, it's good.
Floyd said, just catching up, young man. God bless you, man, and keep up the great work. You are doing something for the show. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate the love. Let's see. Shout out to Lit Studio.
That's that Bino energy.
Said, roll call. You are torching ninjas, bruh. Yes, sir. We got to get to it. Shout out to AJ2105.
That's that Bino energy.
Said the culture is cooked, point blank, period. It is. It definitely is. Shout out to West Coast Creole. Said Corey Holcomb should have learned from the downfall of Andrew Dice Clay, who was in fact a comedic monster, and even he was taken down. That's true.
That's that Bino energy.
Let's see who else we got. I think we got my man. Let's see. Yes, we do. We got my man Aaron in the building. Aaron said, I sent you 4 vids on the history of the KKK from British guys. Very detailed. You could make 8 shows of it at least. There are a few Rhino Republicans mentioned, but you'll quickly see the KKK isn't dead. It's the Karen protesters of today. Dems never change.
That's that Bino energy.
Let's see. Shout out to Aaron again. He said, I also sent you some of my AI generated music from poetry, namely Bino Anthem. I think you'll love it. It captures the spirit of Bino and you. I'm definitely going to check it out.
That's that Bino energy.
Let's see. And shout out to Aaron again. He said, I live 95 miles from Chaco Canyon. I can go there and see evidence of a city the size of Rome, built 3,000 years ago to 80p years ago by Black and Asiatic people who had an empire like Rome. Why are you doing this to yourselves? Effing stop it. That's a fact, bro. That is a fact.
That's that Bino energy.
That is a fact. Shout out to Aaron, man. Always appreciate you supporting the show. Real talk. Let's see who else we got. Shout out to Michael. He said, fixing themselves requires hard work. Good luck.
That's that Bino energy.
Yeah, they don't want to do any hard work. That's for certain. That's for certain. Let's see if we got any more Binos in the building. Nope, that's it for the Bino roll call. Shout out to all of you for participating in the Bino roll call. Hold on, we got another. Shout out to King Yo. Appreciate you.
That's that Bino energy.
That boy is good.
Said, AKA no hearts, no love. Just want to support the show. Amen. I appreciate you. Real talk. So let's get into this main topic. We're going to pull up the video of the press conference where they talked about basically what happened. And boy. It just never ceases to amaze me. It just never ceases to amaze me. Let's turn on our timer so we can read, because we got to read the other super chats in a minute. But let's pull this up.
Assistant Special Agent in charge of Assistant Special Agent in charge of FBI Dallas. And we will have a brief question and answer session after their remarks. Please identify yourself by your name and your media outlet when asking questions, and confine the content of your questions to today's press conference. At the podium, joining Ryan Raybould and Jeremy Wright is Executive Assistant Chief of Police with the Dallas Police Department, Terrence Rhodes, Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Withers, Assistant U.S. Attorney Claire Demers, and Assistant U.S. Attorney and Violent Crimes Chief Jeremy Fugate, all of the Northern District of Texas. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ryan.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Raybould. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon.
So off the rip, we got to pause it. We got to pause it off the rip, right? We got to pause it. So the FBI then got on Pooh Shiesty and his crew, right? We're literally looking at a armed takeover in a Dallas music studio, right? So on January, this happened back in January 10th, you had 9 individuals that turned a business meeting into a freaking, a get down, a lay down situation, right? One victim was choked, damn near unconscious. So somebody got choked out, right? I don't know who it was that got choked out. The rest of them got robbed for Rolexes, cash, and valuables at gunpoint, right? Now, when you just listen to the names he said, are you surprised? Is anybody surprised, bruh? I'm gonna play the names again, bruh.
Include Lontrell Williams Jr.
Lontrell,
also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters.
Lontrell Kadarius.
Demarion Gibson.
Lontrell Kadarius Demarion.
DeMarcus Glover.
Corday
Johnson. Darian McDaniel. And Terrence Rogers.
So let's stop right here. Lontrell, Kadarius, DeMarcus, Now, if I would have heard those names, let's say for argument's sake that I went to a kindergarten graduation ceremony, right? Let's say that I went to a graduation ceremony for kindergartners going on to the first grade. And let's say they announce these names of the graduating class.
Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel Glover, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested.
Now, if I was at a elementary school and they were having a graduation ceremony for kindergartners, and I heard those names like Latrell, Kadarius, Demarius, Dontre, I'd be wrong if I said, yeah, they going to prison. Would I be wrong if I heard those names when they're little and I just immediately said, yeah, they going to prison? Maybe not now because they're 5, but they're going to prison eventually. Now here's the other thing, right? I'm definitely not surprised because y'all literally named the ski mask after him. Y'all called the ski mask a Pooh Shiesty. The mask that y'all wear to rob people, you call it a Pooh Shiesty. If I was the judge on that case, I wouldn't even have to see no evidence. Soon as they walk in there, they say, Your Honor, we have Pooh Shiesty. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Lock his ass up. Guilty. Guilty. Lock him up. Well, don't you want to see the evidence? I don't need to. His name is Pooh Shiesty. I don't need to see the evidence. For what? His name is Pooh Shiesty. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I'm not a Pooh Shiesty fan. I'm not a Pooh Shiesty fan, so I don't really know that much about his background. But I do have one question. Let me pull up a photo. Right? There we go. There we go, right there. Let me pull up a photo. Okay, let's see. Let's copy. I don't want to go to a new tab. Copy image address. So here's my question that I got to ask everybody. I got to ask y'all all this question. I got to ask everybody this question. To all of the black folk in the community, to all of the good folk of the community, how did y'all thugs allow the ski mask to be named after a light-skinned nigga? That's what I want to know. I want to know this. I need to understand this. How did y'all allow the ski mask to be named after a light-skinned thug? I just want to know. How did that happen? And even better yet, how is it? See, I'm going to tell y'all something. There's a myth that's been going on for a long time. And we just got to dispel the myth. We just got to get it out the way. Y'all have been trying your best in the black community to pretend like light-skinned niggas is soft, light-skinned niggas is sensitive. Light-skinned nigga this, light-skinned nigga that. Y'all have been trying your best to push this narrative. But everywhere I look, it appears to me that light-skinned niggas be going harder in the paint than anybody else. Like, how y'all let this light-skinned dude run up on y'all and rob the shit out of y'all? That's what I want to know. How did y'all let this light-skinned dude run up on y'all and rob the shit out of you? I just got to know. Because every time I look up, as much as y'all want to push the issue like, oh, light skin, look, they just had a freaking, let me ask y'all a question. Would y'all say Tank is light skin or dark skin? The singer Tank, would y'all say he's light skin or dark skin? Now watch this. I'm going to show y'all how black people do. Watch this right here. This nigga said dark. This nigga said dark. Y'all see this shit? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. Brown skin. Look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. Do y'all see what I mean? Look. Somebody even said he chocolate. You know why they saying this goofy shit? Because he just tore up Tyrese's ass in a verses. This is why they saying this shit. Hold on for a second. This nigga here. Y'all telling me this nigga here ain't light skinned. Y'all telling me this dude here, this guy right here ain't light skinned. This guy right here. That's what y'all telling me. That's what y'all telling me. Y'all niggas be picking and choosing. Y'all niggas be picking and choosing. Hold on, let me show you what dark skin is, because y'all don't seem to understand it. Y'all don't seem to understand it. Oh, fuck niggas is what y'all are. See this? This is a dark-skinned black man right here. That's dark skin. You see that? That's chocolate. Let me help out the black community, because y'all seem to have been stuck on this for a minute. Let me show you how it works. You're either chocolate or you're caramel. If you're caramel, you ain't dark skinned. Now, there's chocolate and there's also dark chocolate. The same way there's caramel and there's super light caramel. But if your ass is caramel, you are not dark skinned. This is a chocolate black man. Okay? That's a chocolate black man. This is a dark chocolate black man. This is a dark chocolate black man. Just like this is a dark chocolate black man. Okay? is a caramel black man. That's light-skinnedness. Okay? This is light-skinnedness. All right? Okay? That's caramel, right? Now, of course, you have this version of caramel, which is a little bit lighter, but still caramel nonetheless. Right? And then you have the super light caramel. Super light caramel. This is damn near white right here. It's damn near white, but you can still see some tone in there. You still see some there's a little bit of melanin in there. You feel what I'm saying? You don't get lineups and shit, but you know, that's a whole nother story for another day. He's not the type of dude to get lineups and shit. He's not that type of guy, right? He don't get the tight ass lineup. You feel what I'm saying? Which is why I feel like sometimes he do be on some white boy shit because he don't get his shit lined up. Get your shit lined up, bro. Okay? But y'all don't seem to understand the difference between dark skin and light skin, right? But to get back to my point, if you saw the Tank versus Tyrese, right? If you saw the Tank versus Tyrese versus, right? I be trying my best to figure out why. Like, look at this photo right here. If you look at this photo, who has on the more light-skinned clothing? See, Tyrese be giving y'all away. Tyrese be giving y'all away because as much as y'all be trying your best to pretend like dark-skinned niggas is the toughest niggas and they so gangster, there's a bunch of soft-ass dark-skinned dudes, bruh. Like, real shit. Real shit. Hold on for a second. Like, could somebody please tell me, because I would love to know, why did Tyrese show up to the verses in a turtleneck?
Oh, now it's the jacket with the suede lapel. You switch from the shiny, Oh, you got a suede lapel. But you still got on that turtleneck. You recycle that turtleneck. You should take off that turtleneck. Anytime you feel like a takeoff, that turtleneck, you gon' suffocate in this verse. Turtleneck. Don't suffocate in this verses. Turtleneck. Don't suffocate in this verses. Turtleneck. Oh, don't suffocate in this verses. Turtleneck. Oh, don't suffocate in this verses. Turtleneck. Hallelujah, fan them down, fan them down, fan them down. Turtleneck. Oh, break it down, whisper it, whisper it, whisper it. Turtleneck. Oh, whisper it, whisper it. Turtleneck.
Could somebody please explain to me why was your man at a damn versus in a turtleneck? Someone please tell me why he was in a versus with a turtleneck on. Can somebody please tell me why? I need to know. Look at this. Look at this here, right? Look at this here, right here. Look at this. Look at this. Who cares? Who cares? Your mama care. That's who care. Your mama care. And that's why we talking about it. That's why we talking about it. Your mama care. You feel me? You ever notice when it comes to here's the thing I notice about black folk. They love to try to shut down conversations that make them uncomfortable. They love it. If the conversation is going to make them uncomfortable, they're like, who cares? Don't nobody care about it. Let me tell you something. The sheer amount of stupid shit you niggas talk about on a daily basis, I know damn well you didn't come up in here talking about who cares about this topic. Are you serious? Are you serious? The amount of ignorant shit that y'all talk about on a daily damn basis. You can't be serious. There's no way you could be serious. Now, who cares? Your mama. That's who cares. Your mama cares. That's who cares. Your mama. She sent me an email. She said to talk about this. That's why I'm talking about it. That's why I'm talking about out of respect for your crusty ass mammy. That's what I'm talking about. And we're gonna keep talking about it. Let's go back to this press conference and listen to what Dontrell and Jaquavius and Kadarius and Levante. And let me tell you something. Any name where they're just taking a name and putting something in the front of it. So if it's a name like, let's say it's Marcus and they put Jamarcus, you know what I'm saying? Darius. So they put Kadarius, you know, or is you know, Vaughn, they want to put Trayvon, and you know what I'm saying? Anytime they putting that extra twist on it, that extra twang on it, that nigga going to jail at some point. At some point, he is going to jail. He may not go to prison. We might be able to save him. You feel what I'm saying? But if his name is Jaquavius, he's going to jail. Javante, jail. Savion, jail. Travarius, jail. Javante, jail. He's going to jail. You might as well get ready. Might as well prepare yourself for it. That's where you're going. Let's go back to the video. That turtleneck.
Assistant Special Agent in charge of FBI Dallas. And we will have a brief question and answer session after their remarks. Please identify yourself by your name and your media outlet when asking questions, and confine the content of your questions to today's press conference. At the podium, joining Ryan Raybould and Jeremy Wright is Executive Assistant Chief of Police with the Dallas Police Department, Terrence Rhodes, Assistant U.S. Attorney Robert Withers, Assistant U.S. Attorney Claire Demers, and Assistant U.S. Attorney and Violent Crimes Chief Jeremy Fugate, all of the Northern District of Texas. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ryan.
Good morning. I'm Ryan Raybould. I'm the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Texas. Thank you for coming. This week, 9 individuals, including well-known musical artists, kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint numerous victims at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. 8 of the 9 were arrested yesterday in Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. These individuals who are charged and arrested include Lontrell Williams Jr., also known as Pooh Shiesty, Lontrell Williams Sr., Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, Kadarius Waters, Demarion Gibson, DeMarcus Glover, Corday Johnson, Darian McDaniel, and Terrence Rogers has not been arrested yet, but will be soon. The complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals traveled to Dallas for a scheduled business meeting. Lontrell Williams Jr. arranged this meeting purportedly to discuss the terms of his recording contract with one of the victims. As alleged, once these 3 men were inside the recording studio, Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover. As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point of near unconsciousness. Defendant Wright barricaded the studio door with his body to prevent the victims from escaping. The ringleader of the conspiracy, Lontrell Williams Jr., was on home confinement at the time of the offense, as alleged, for a prior firearms conspiracy charge and conviction out of the Southern District of Florida. Towards the end of his prison sentence, he had been granted home detention. Part of the terms of his home...
Niggas used to only commit crimes and get in trouble in the city they was from. These niggas done went national. Pretty soon they're going to be international. Like, how you from Memphis and you just got caught in Dallas, Texas doing some shit, but you was already being monitored for some shit you did in Florida?
Detention were that he would not commit another federal offense or possess a firearm. His father, Lontrell Williams Sr., is alleged to have helped plan and execute the federal kidnapping as charged in the complaint. And as described further in the complaint, within hours of leaving the Dallas studio, a number of the defendants were on social media displaying some of the items that appeared to be the jewelry that had been robbed from the victim.
So right after they committed the crime, they immediately ran to social media to show everybody the goods they got from the criminality. So as soon as they got finished taking niggas shit, they jumped on social media like, huh? Whose cologne is this? You know whose cologne this is. Hey, he shouldn't have been lacking. He shouldn't have been lacking. Look at it. Look. That's what we do. We don't play them games. Like, immediately.
The charging document outlines some of the evidence, just some, establishing the defendant's roles in the federal offense. This is as follows. Electronic monitoring data placing Williams Jr. at the offense location.
But again, this goes back to what I said at the beginning of the show. When I was over on Will's show, and I said niggas can't do shit right, when I said niggas can't be in charge of nothing, when I said all of that, everybody was coming at me like, stop tearing down our people. It ain't like that. I said, yo, they only created DEI because of the bigotry of low expectations. They only created DEI because they think that black folk are not smart enough to compete with everybody else, right? They think that they have to create programs to put black people in position because outside of that, they don't think that black people would be able to get in those positions on their own. That's what I said. They got mad at me and tried to pretend like, oh, that's not what's going on. We're excelling. Yeah, we're excelling so much that Pooh Shiesty he was on federal home confinement. He literally had a GPS monitor on him, and he still went and committed the crime. But yeah, we're knocking it out the park as a community. We're knocking it out the park as a community. He literally
victims. The charging document outlines some of the evidence, just some, establishing the defendant's roles in the federal offense. This is as follows. Electronic monitoring data placing Williams Jr. at the offense location, which would put him in violation of his home detention conditions. Cell phone records and license plate reader data corroborating the coordinated travel of multiple defendants from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas. Rental car records confirming Williams Sr. rented a vehicle that was used by the group. Surveillance footage from the offense location, a nearby office supply store, and a hotel where several of the defendants stayed following the offense. Fingerprint evidence as well that was recovered from the crime scene, matching at least two of the defendants. Social media posts by defendants displaying what appears to be stolen property just in the days following the offense. Greyhound bus records confirming the travel of multiple defendants from Dallas to Memphis the day after the offense. The victims in this case came to Dallas to conduct legitimate business, and they were met with firearms and violence as alleged in the charging document. This case should serve as a warning to others who believe that using violence and intimidation tactics to rob others in our community is a viable way to conduct business. I'm here to say that it is not, and that if you choose to do this, we will, together with our law enforcement partners here and the other ones in the Northern District of Texas, will bring you swiftly to justice. I want to thank the FBI Dallas Violent Crimes Task Force, the FBI's Memphis Resident Agency and Nashville Field Office, the Memphis Safe Task Force, the Dallas Police Department, the United States Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, Michael Dunovit, and AUSA Greg Wagner, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Texas, my dear friend and colleague Jay Combs, and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Tennessee, including my colleague Braden Busek, for their outstanding contributions in this multi-jurisdictional investigation and prosecution. I'd also like to highlight the extraordinary work. None of this happens without the extraordinary work of our AUSAs in this office, and I'm here to say we have the best AUSAs in the entire country. That includes AUSAs Robert Withers, Claire Demers, and my violent crime chief, Jeremy Fugate. This case really underscores the importance of standing up for crime victims, no matter who they are or where they come from, and the incredible collaborative, investigative partnerships that we have, not only in the Northern District of Texas, but across the country, and we are all working together to make our country safer.
Hey, bro, you can't even look. The only thing that they can do is pray to God that the district attorney is willing to give them some kind of deal. They bet, bro, the only thing they can do, because these charges carry life in prison. The only thing they can do is pray to God that the district attorney is willing to offer them some sort of plea deal. Because they can't fight this case. They can't fight it. This case is a slam dunk. There's no fighting this case. He literally had on a GPS tracker. He had an ankle monitor on and went and committed a crime with a damn ankle monitor on. Rented vehicles. They got video footage of you staying at the hotels. They got the tags, because when you cross state lines, they got cameras that snap. What do you think, bro? What do you think that easy pass shit is? What do you think that is? If you got an easy pass and you going through the fast lane or whatever, it's snapping pictures of the license plate to make sure that, you know, or the thing that sits in the front is snapping pictures to make sure that you're supposed to be in that lane. Otherwise, it snaps a picture of your license plate, sends you a ticket. Like it's 2026, man. And y'all out here committing crimes like you in the old West. Like we don't got cameras everywhere. Like you're not literally walking around with even if you wasn't on home monitoring. You're literally walking around with a GPS tracker in your freaking hand. I know y'all had your smartphones. You think when you're driving from Memphis to Dallas, you think that phone ain't pinging every tower that you pass by? Y'all got to be the dumbest individuals in captivity. But when I get on panels and I talk about how the community is lacking, I get cursed out. Everybody talk shit to me. You don't know what you talk about, Angry Man. You listen to these Negroes here on YouTube, and you would think that the black community is producing a bunch of Einsteins, is producing a bunch of Sir Isaac Newtons. Like if you listen to these niggas sit up here on YouTube running their mouth, you would think that we're producing nothing but geniuses. The opposite is true. We not producing no damn geniuses. We producing a bunch of dumbasses on every level. Every level. The way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they move, the way they interact in relationships, the way they raise their children, the way they work at their jobs. Every last aspect of it is bullshit. And every time I open my mouth and say something about it, it's one of y'all that want to talk shit to me like I'm lying or something. Like I'm making it up. I'm not making it up. Know how insulted I feel every time y'all come at me like that? I ain't out here in the street doing this shit. You know where I be? I be here at the crib doing YouTube videos for y'all. That's where I be. I be here at the crib doing YouTube videos, trying to level up. I'm here trying to be great. That's all I'm doing, bro. I'm just in here trying to become a YouTube millionaire. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And why am I trying to do that? Am I trying to do that because I want to stun on niggas? No, I'm trying to do that because I'm just trying to create a legacy for my family. That's all I'm doing. I'm not one of these fools out here in the street cutting up. Out here trying to rob people and engage in all types of foolishness. But I'm the one that gets lectured. Everybody talks shit to me. Right? I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Absolutely. And that's the reason why it continues. You can't change something that people won't acknowledge. That's a fact. And that's why it continues. That's the main reason why it continues. That's the main reason why it continues. We have an intelligence gap. The most ridiculous part of this briefing is the fact that Pooh Shiesty was already on federal home confinement. Like he literally committed a violent felony wearing a GPS monitor. That's like going and committing a crime and inviting the feds to follow you while you do it. Right? And then right after that, they ran to social media. Like hours after the robbery, they were on Instagram showing off the stolen jewelry. Zero discipline. Zero foresight. They literally, these dumbass individuals are about to get 60 years for a 60-second post. Just let that sink in for a second. They put up a 60-second post on social media that's going to get them 60 years in prison. That's crazy. But, you know, we're excelling, you know. We're excelling. And like I said, I want you to go back and play that video again. I want you to listen to the names in the federal indictment. Just listen to them names. Just go back and listen to them names and tell me that you're shocked. Tell me that you're shocked. Just tell me you're surprised. Because I'm not. I'm not surprised at all. I heard those names. And the moment I heard those names, I was like, yep, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yep. Get them ready. Get the orange jumpsuits ready. Get the orange jumpsuits ready. Go ahead and put them in the pokey. As soon as I heard the names, you ain't poking me nowhere. Soon as let me ask you, when you heard them names, was you shocked? When you heard them names, was you shocked? You look, like I told everybody here, if I was at a kindergarten ceremony where they were graduating to go to the first grade, and I heard those names, Lontrail and Kadarius and DeQuante, I'd be like, yeah, them niggas going to jail. Forget them finger paints. They going to jail. They going to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Oh my God. And look, let me tell y'all something. I get it. All that shit started. You want to know where that crazy name stuff started? It started back in the day when black folks, let me tell you something. The series Roots has done a disservice to the black community. The series Roots. That's where it comes from. Before Roots, black folk would give their children regular names, like normal names, normal American names. You know, Brad, Terry, Michael, Gregory. You know what I'm saying? Like normal names. Normal names, right? In fact, when I was a kid, most of the kids had normal, just regular names, right? Then they saw Roots. And they saw that scene where Kunta Kinte was getting whipped and told that his name was Toby. Now, let me tell you something right now. You would be hard pressed from that day forward to now to find any black kid named Toby. I'm willing to bet you any amount of money. You ain't gonna find no black kid named Toby. You'll find some white guys named Toby, like Toby Maguire, right? But you ain't gonna find nobody black named Toby. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen, right? But black people saw that scene in the movie and they say, well, you know what? I'm not gonna give my baby no white name. I'm gonna give my baby a new name. I'm gonna invent the shit. You feel me? I'm gonna invent the shit. And that's what happens. That's how you end up with Jaquavius and Devontae and Jaquan, and that's how you end up with all of that. That's how you end up with all of that, right? And it's sad because, look, you can name your kid whatever you want. But here's where the problem comes in. The problem comes in where you kind of do a disservice to your kid because people will see that name on an application. And unfortunately, due to prejudice, they will prejudge your kid before your kid even has a shot. Now, I'm not saying that's right, and I'm not saying that's fair, but that's the world that we live in. That's the world that we live in. If you see, people will see a name on an application and they will immediately think the worst of that person. You feel what I'm saying? Just because of the name. It's just the truth. It's just the truth, right? And that's why, look, even with Latin people will come to America and they'll use the American version of their name. Carlito will use Carlos or Charlie, right? They'll literally use the American version of whatever their name is, right? Why? Because they don't want people to be prejudiced to them. You feel what I'm saying? But again, this shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy, but people want to argue me down that I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's that time again. We going up. It's time to read the super chats.
Okie dokie. Let's get to the rest of these super chats. Let's see. Shout out to Lamontre. Oh, I'm so glad you sent that donation before I started talking shit about them names. Shout out to Lamontre. He said, knowledge you worth more. Appreciate you, bruh. I'm so glad you said that before I started talking shit. Woo! Oh my God. Oh man. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron said the Bino anthem I sent you is hard 90s Gen X rap, as in down the urban freeway in your vet Fosgate 15 thumping. Yeah, this redneck wrote that for you to use. I'll send it again if you like. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out when I get a chance, bro. I appreciate you. Oh boy. That was funny. That was funny. Let's see who else we got. Let's see. Shout out to, do we got any? We got a Bino. Hold on. Shout out to my man Terrell. He said, a wise man once said, I can't stand niggas. I know that's right. He just didn't know how wise he was.
That's that Bino energy.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. So let's see who else we got. Shout out to Linwood. He said anger management. Appreciate you. Shout out to INP. He said salute to the light skinned God AM. Appreciate you. Shout out to Gone Postal. He said salute. Shout out to Malcolm. He said keep up the hard work AM. Shout out to Sean. He said manifesting that $50 for us, brother. I appreciate you. Shout out to Omar. He said been rocking with you 4 years now. You the man, bro. I appreciate you, fam. Shout out to Dominique. Says shout out to you, bro. Just want to support. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all for hitting the Cash App. Shout out to Elder Green Cobra. Said supporting the show. Appreciate you. Shout out to Wingate for the membership. I don't know why he got the membership the way he was talking in the chat. Shout out to a YouTube name. He said, hey, support the show. Dang it. What the F? Bino Tithe. Yes, sir. Shout out to Dominique Cortez. Said, AM, would I be wrong to say that the only way the community takes pride in their work is to spite the white people? That's what I see, at least. That's true, too. That's true, too. Shout out to Quentin. Quentin said, I'm in aviation. A lot of white men live, eat, and breathe aviation. They love their career. There is a massive push now for minorities and women in the maintenance field, and the quality has gone down. Thank you, brother. Thank you for saying this, man. Because Raw, and shout out to Raw G, I still got love for her, but she tried to make me feel like I was wrong when I know damn well, I know what it is. I'm not crazy. Well, I might be crazy, but I still know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Holly Grove, said for the show, let's go fan support the Bino Nation. Appreciate you. Shout out to William, said, Jesus, it's all gone to ish. That's a fact. Shout out to Jordan Butler, said, no, not grammar rapping. We're doomed. Doomed. Yeah. Shout out to Antonio. Appreciate the membership. Shout out to Antonio for the super sticker. Shout out to Constructicon. Said respect from Constructicon to Angryman. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Grady. He said, you definitely speaking with the truth. Appreciate you, bro. Phoenix, Arizona. Shout out to Mr. Iggy for the membership. Appreciate that. And shout out to West Coast Creole, said Pooh Shiesty's father isn't his father. He's just an older YN. Dang. That's crazy. That's nasty work right there. So let's check out what some of the folk on Instagram had to say about the Pooh Shiesty situation. Let's see. Let's pull up this Instagrizzle. Instagrizzle. Let's see.
Yo, could never stop, huh? Soon as they get out of the studio, they went to social media to post the proof that they did do the robbery. Yo, here's the chain I took. Here it is right here. They love calling bloggers police, but never acknowledge their role. Online, like, yo, I wonder who I'm smoking in this. I heard nigga down bad today. Man, next time you running from a nigga, don't trip. Like, they'll just basically tell you they did it. Like, it's gotta confess. Yo, nigga could never.
So Gucci walk in the damn studio, bro, with his people to Draco's. The footage is going to show Pooh Shiesty had one on him, Big 30 had one on him.
And by the way, you want to know what's funny? I think niggas only get Dracos because they're called Dracos. I think niggas only get Dracos because of the name of the gun. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Cause I've never, like, I'm a gun guy, right? I'm a gun guy. And I've never heard anybody give any shining reviews about a Draco. I've never. I have never heard anybody give any shining reviews about that gun. Just keeping it real. I genuinely think that's some ignorant nigga shit. I just do.
Only person who really gonna escape from this is the Pops. The Pops did not want none of this to go on. Nigga like this, bro. Gucci look at the dad like, the Pops just head down. You can't tell your son nothing right now. Your son the number one right now. You gonna sign this? Sign the damn papers. And we need that. Wedding ring. Watch. Come up out that. The person who closed the door is Big 30. He got his Draco. That's why they put the warrant out for him. This is all on camera, so nothing I'm telling y'all ain't shit that the feds don't know. A lot of y'all gonna be like, oh, bro, this fan work. It really ain't. I tried to say the nigga by saying he wasn't there. Saying he left and then these cats did whatever they did. I tried to get the jury. By the time I get to Dallas, these niggas done already left.
Footage is crystal clear. You can see Pooh Shiesty's YNs waiting outside cars. You can see them getting out and approaching the studio. You can see them making their move on Gucci, and you can see Gucci's shocked reaction.
These niggas be doing everything on camera, bro. They be ratting on themselves. They be doing everything on camera. Goofiest shit in the world, man.
Nah, don't call laws now. Get them niggas their money. You sitting up there, bird feeding them, putting them on them 360 deals, getting all the millions and millions off of them. Then you don't want to give them their money. That's why they went in there and charged your ass up and took the jury. Fuck the jury. That's all the nigga had on them. Yeah, but we already know what they gonna say. Gucci man the snitch. He the snitched on nigga. Man, ain't nobody got to tell nobody when a nigga see you on camera taking a nigga and roughing them up and taking the jury. But at the same time, give them their money, bro, and this wouldn't even happen. Nah, don't call laws now.
So I just want to know how Pooh Shiesty thought he was going to get away with this. Did he think that Gucci Mane wasn't going to tell or nobody was going to say anything? I mean, it just don't make any sense. So officers of the goddamn federal law done rolled down on Pooh Shiesty and arrested him and his daddy and 7 other people for allegedly robbing Gucci Mane and then forcing Gucci Mane to let him out of his recording contract. Y'all got to grab y'all tea and have a seat. Let's get into this BS.
Complaint alleges that on January 10th of this year, 3 music industry professionals at gunpoint
claim that the group had a pistol. Pick this shit up even if you try. So prosecutors claim that the group had a pistol and forced Gucci Mane to sign a contract at gunpoint. They claim that the other co-conspirators robbed the other 2 victims for rolling.
Now, here's the other thing. This is the other thing that's goofy as hell, right? So why do these idiots think that it's only niggas that believe they can put a gun to somebody and make them sign some shit? Do you realize whatever they signed is null and void? Because they signed it under duress. All right? Now, there's too many of y'all niggas that be watching The Godfather. You know, Luca Brasi put a gun to his head and said that he assured him that either his signature would be on the contract or his brains. But see, this is what you're not getting about this. What you're not getting about this is that Vito Corleone was so scary that after the dude signed the contract, he's not going to tell nobody that that's why he signed the contract. But when you goofy Negroes do this in the eyes of the law and everybody saw you do it, when it comes out in court that you made somebody sign something at gunpoint, that shit is going to be null and void. Like here's the problem with this, right? If we're being totally honest. If we're being totally honest, black folk, y'all are not gangsters. You're violent. I never take that from you. You violent. Y'all will shoot at people. You'll shoot people. You'll take people's lives. You'll do all of that, but you're not a gangster. Y'all are not gangsters. Not in the sense of what a gangster is. You're just not. And the reason why I know this is because real gangsters don't care if you're going to tell the police. Now, I know what some of you are going to say, but Angry Man, isn't it stupid when a black person commits a crime because they're not worried about the police? No, there's a difference. There's context there, right? There's context. The context is this. A real gangster is not worried about the police because at the end of the day, he understands that shit is set up a certain way for him, right? If you're part of a certain type of organization, and like for instance, let's say you part of the mafia. When you go to prison or you go to jail for something that you did, it's entirely different than when the average regular, I'm from the hood and I'm just committing some crimes. That's different. That's a different thing. You feel what I'm saying? That's entirely different, right? But the reason why I say you're not really gangsters is because Charleston White proved that. Charleston White proved that. Let me tell you something. If Charleston White, if there had been a guy like Charleston White running his mouth about the mafia in the mafia's heyday, he would have vanished. He'd have been gone. He'd have disappeared. You feel me? He would have disappeared. Charleston White really pulled y'all's card. Charleston White proved that all of y'all ain't as gangster as you claim you are. And I know y'all don't want to believe that, but hey, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Better yet, let me explain it to you like this. I got a better way to explain it. A fake gangster, like these niggas you see in the hood, a fake gangster will commit a crime and hope that he doesn't go to prison. In other words, he committed the crime and he's gonna try to get away with it, and hopefully he doesn't go to prison and all of that good shit, right? A real gangster commits the crime knowing that he's likely gonna go to prison for it, which means he committed the crime, he know he going to prison for it, and he still don't give a shit. He committed the crime, he going to prison, he ain't told on nobody, he gonna go do his time, and that's just what it is. You know, the type of guy that will literally, you know, boom, blow somebody's head off and then sit there and wait for the police to come.
Watches, jewelry, and other valuables. One victim was allegedly choked to the point of near unconsciousness. You cannot make this shit up. Prosecutors go.
Yeah, Bumpy Johnson was a real gangster. Absolutely. Bumpy Ellsworth, Bumpy Johnson was a real gangster. Frank Matthews was a real gangster. You feel me? Frank Lucas was a real gangster. Those was real gangsters. Those were real gangsters. You said that's Pooh, because ain't no way he thought shit was going to be sweet. Bro, Pooh Shiesty is not a gangster. He's a thug. There's a difference. Do y'all know the difference between a gangster and a thug? Do y'all know the difference between a gangster and a thug? Let me explain something to you, right? A thug is like a button. He's a dude that will crash out. And that's what they're good for. They're good for crashing out. But they don't run anything. They're not organized. They're not any of that shit. A gangster is the type of dude that it doesn't matter if he's free or if he's in prison. He runs shit either way. That's a gangster. A gangster is a dude that runs shit whether he's in prison or free. That is a gangster. His influence doesn't stop because he's in prison. He's in prison still dictating what goes on in the streets. That's a gangster. That's a gangster. Okay? And look, even in the mafia, they have that. There's dudes in the mafia that's just thugs. You feel me? It's just thugs. Like they just do shit. You feel me? But they'll never get a position of any importance because they just thugs. You feel me? They just do shit. You understand? They not organized. They not exactly muscle. Yeah, you can consider a muscle or a soldier, you know, but really, see, here's the thing. This is how you know the difference between our culture and other cultures. In other cultures, a thug or being called a thug is an insult. In other cultures, if you were in the Italian mafia and somebody referred to you as a thug, you'd be insulted. You'd be insulted. Because it meant that you was just a common criminal. You feel me? It meant that you're the lowest thing when it comes to the criminal world, when it comes to the criminal structure, you're the lowest thing on the totem pole. A thug is right there with purse snatchers and people that vandalize shit. That's a thug. What did Carlito say? Jive ass, chain snatching. That's a thug. But in our culture, niggas is proud of being a thug. Niggas is proud of snatching chains. They're proud of it. They're proud to be a chain snatcher. In other cultures, a chain snatcher is the lowest thing you could be. Like, what kind of bum ass shit is that? That's why I said in our culture, they're not real gangsters. Sure, there's some exceptions, but they're not real gangsters. They're thugs. They're thugs. They're street criminals. You feel me? Said a wise guy's a thug that graduated. Exactly. 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 A wise guy is a thug that, look, like for instance, you remember in The Godfather 3 when Vincent Mancini, which was Sonny's illegitimate son, when Michael Corleone took him on and told him that, you know, and made him kiss the ring and told him that from now on he'd be referred to as Vincent Corleone. He went from being a thug to being a made man to being, you know, up here. Right? We don't have nothing like that in our culture. You don't really have nothing like that in our culture because cats can't stay organized long enough to do no shit like that. The closest we had to that was Bumpy Johnson back in the day, Madam Queen, and today, in this day and age, the closest thing you might have had to that was BMF. That's the closest you got. That's the closest you got. That's the closest you got. You got to go back to, in order to see black people having their own organized criminality, you got to go back to the days of the you know, of people running moonshine and running numbers and shit like that. You got to go back to the 1920s and shit. You feel me? But the closest thing you have in the modern era of organized criminality is gonna be BMF. BMF. That's the closest thing, man. And the only reason why I say it's the closest thing is because at one point they were highly organized. At one point they were highly organized. You feel me?
On to say that a defendant barricaded the studio door to prevent the victims from escaping, calling Pooh Shiesty the ringleader of the conspiracy. So officers of the goddamn federal law arrested Pooh Shiesty's daddy because they say that he helped execute the plans, honey. They say he was in on the shenanigans. They say that car rental records show that he rented the car and he also helped plan this whole thing. So prosecutors claim that the alleged suspects posted the stolen goods on social media, put it in rap videos and all that kind of stuff, and was talking about it on their cellular devices, and now they have been arrested. I declare, honey, it's a disgrace. I just want to know how the hell Pooh Shiesty thought he was going to get away with that. Like, what was he actually thinking? These people are just gone stone crazy. Hell, Pooh Shiesty just got out of the clink. Now he headed back. Y'all, put your thoughts in the comments. It's your girl, Double D Mova, reporting once again. First of all,
his ass wasn't thinking.
How Pooh Shiesty thought that he was going to get away with this, please run it.
He wasn't thinking. That's the problem.
So allegedly, Gucci Mane walk in the studio, Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty up the Drakes, make them sign the contract, hit the dash. I don't know why it's so many versions of this story. All I know is everybody saying they getting their information from Seti Nash. So allegedly, Gucci Mane walk in the studio, Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty up the Drakes, make them sign the contract, hit the dash. I don't know why it's so many versions of this story, but all I know is everybody getting their information from Seti Nash. Listen. Seti Nash went to the internet and he basically told a story. Seti Nash said that there are videos about this whole entire thing going down. Tells a story about how Big 30, Pooh Shiesty, and Pooh Shiesty daddy was in the studio when Gucci Mane and his peoples walked in the studio, said that they threw him the contract, Drake's in the face, and said, listen, you got to sign this. And on their way out, they said, yeah, we need that too. This is the exact movement Seti said. Took his wedding ring. Now, how Gucci got it back, was it a different one? I don't know, but I remember that video afterwards when he said, ain't nobody take nothing from you. Now, Seti Nash did say that his Pooh Shiesty father might get off on this because because Pooh Shiesty father didn't want none of this to go down. Even in the video that he said that it shows Gucci Mane looking at Pooh Shiesty father like, dang, what's all of this about? Now, Big 30 ride with home team, I understand that. But my thing is this. If it's on video, everybody got to question everything that Gucci Mane has ever said for a long time. And that's one thing about the streets. When you lie about certain shit, yeah, it could be you ain't want to bring it to law enforcement, but it's looking like you brought it to law enforcement. This is an update, y'all. After this, we got to see how this play out. This is the last one for the day, okay? Anything else, it got to be tremendous like the video dropping, which I will bring to y'all attention. Remember what you own. I'm just a messenger.
Chick-fil-A employees were fired after.
Pure shenanigans and chicanery. Now, the last part that we got to talk about Lantrell Williams Sr. So, as everybody's saying, the father is allegedly a co-conspirator. Like, he didn't just watch the crash out. He allegedly helped plan the federal kidnapping, right? I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why grown-ass men want to participate. See, there's a thing right now where you got older women that don't want to be big mamas and they don't want to be grandmamas, so they try to act like they young hoes. And now you got the men doing the same shit. The men don't want to be fathers. They don't want to get older. They don't want to be pops. They don't want to be They don't want to be none of that shit. They want to be YNs. They want to be out here in the street cutting up. So instead of Pooh Shiesty's father setting the standard, you feel me, and checking his son's recklessness, right? He would rather engage in some YN activities. Like how are you that age? And then you got the one dude talking about some, oh, the dad didn't want none of that to happen. So how did it happen then? How the hell is you a flunky to your son? How does that work? And look, the only reason you see any of this BS is because of a lack of shame. That's the only reason you see any of this BS. Like we're literally watching the total erosion of shame in real time. Like nobody in our community has any shame. You got the senior of the household helping the junior of the household rob somebody. How is that even possible? Why is that even possible? And look, y'all can talk as much shit as you want, but here's the painful reality. The painful reality is the FBI don't give a shit. The feds don't care about you being a rapper. They don't care how much motion you got, right? They only care about the fact that you think you're going to be out here in the street doing whatever you want to do indiscriminately, out here robbing people and kidnapping people. You feel me? And now, because you out here wilding out and you just got out of jail, and now you're facing life in prison. You feel me? You're facing life in a cage because your pops didn't want to maintain a standard. I told y'all the standard is the standard. So all because your pops didn't want to maintain the standard, you didn't want to maintain a standard. You wanted to be out here acting buck ass wild, doing whatever you want to do, and now you're facing life in a cage. Now you're facing life in a cage. Like, yeah, exactly. Father of the year. Father of the year. But here's the reality, man. You cannot build an empire with men who have no internal compass. You feel me? Like this result with these young men was predictable because they never had no real foundation. This is what I talk about all the time. Even when I'm on other panels, this is what I'm pointing out. But it makes me sick to my stomach because everybody wants to excuse it and pretend like it's not going on, man. Stop making excuses for people who choose bullshit over a standard, who choose crap over living their life like decent human beings. And every time I try to point this out, every time I try to say something about this, somebody got pushback for me. Somebody wants to talk crazy to me. At the end of the day, it's all about having and maintaining a standard. If his father would have been viewing this, he would have talked him out of this shit. He would have talked him out of this shit. Because I'm going to tell you right now, he either should have talked him out of the shit, or he shouldn't even participated in it. He should have said, I tell you what, I told you not to do it. If you do it, that's going to be on you. Because I damn sure wouldn't have been there with him. If he chose not to listen to me and go do what he want to do, he gonna have to face that shit alone. But again, I told you that shit is more common than other shit. You know how many dudes I know? You know how many dudes I know that smoke weed with their sons, drink liquor with their sons, do all types of shit with their sons? Like there's no separation anymore. There's no separation anymore. There's no generational gap. There has to be a generational gap. There has to be a line that separates you so that respect is maintained. But like I said, because we got so many men that were raised by women and following the example of the women, the same way you got these old ass women trying to behave like these young ass girls. Now you got these old ass men trying to behave like these young ass dudes trying to be YNs. Y'all are not YNs, man. Y'all are not YNs. And you don't want to be in your 40s and 50s facing 20, 30 years behind some dumb shit. Like, are you serious? I don't know how many ways I got to say it, man. I don't know how many ways I got to say it. I don't know how many ways I got to say it, man. The standard is the standard. Maintain a standard and stop all of this goofy ass shit. Because guess what? I'm going to keep talking about it. I don't care how many of you don't like it. I don't care how many of you don't like it. The Angry Man is going to keep talking about this shit. I'm going to keep calling it out. And y'all just going to have to be mad at me. Because I'm going to keep talking shit. Regardless.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.
I gave you the blueprint, now go build a state. Stop arguing with broke, man, stop debating with fate. We don't negotiate value, we dictate the price. You watch the show for free, I just gave you a slice. But the real ones know where the equity lives. We taking everything, we got nothing to give. The manual is waiting, you know where it's at. This ain't a gamble, it's a guaranteed bet.
Go protect, lead. Go and plant the seed. Go protect, lead. That's the code we need. Go to the side, yeah, secure the command. The Angryman Channel, the standard of the land.
TheAngrymanChannel.com.
Get the shirt, get the blue.
Start watching, start working. We up.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.